Hi everyone! This very well may be the last update while I'm here at Disney. I leave, technically that should be 4, I guess. I have 4 days of work left before I head on home to Savannah. I'm going to be leaving Christmas Eve right after my shift at Hollywood Studios. And I could not think of a better park to end my Disney career on. This video is probably just going to be kind of a wrap-up answering of questions from some people that I've talked to, whether that's on my Tumblr or here. People have asked questions, and unfortunately, I just really haven't been able to find time to really answer them. So I'll try to do some of that here while kind of doing a little bit of a wrap-up. I said goodbye to Vanellope on Monday. She was definitely my best friend while I was here. I was so privileged to get to hang out with her as many times as I did. I hung out with her a lot. Actually, I hung out with Mickey the most because, I mean, most people do, followed by her and Donald, which are great. My best friends are definitely Donald and Vanellope. So I said goodbye to her, which was sad, just because I love her, and you know, being a character performer, you do create bonds with these characters that other people won't ever get to have. And it's such a strange feeling. So that was difficult, but the guy who was hanging out with Ralph, he and I got to hang out with each other a lot, and so that was definitely great. I think I said goodbye to Minnie Mouse today. I was a spare at Hollywood Studios, and they needed someone to hang out with Minnie Mouse, and so obviously I love her, and she's so flawless. She's awesome. She's so classy, and I mean, she can just melt any heart. So I'm definitely gonna miss her a lot. I have 2 more spare shifts, so I don't know who I'll get to hang out with, but I think today was the last day that I got to hang out with Minnie. Tomorrow and Saturday, I will be hanging out with Sorcerer Mickey, which I've never hung out with him before, so I'm excited. I mean, I hang out with Mickey a lot, but, you know, this will be good. This will be good and interesting. They're long days, but, you know, it's coming to a close. Let's see, questions. Some of the questions that I've gotten have been about who I hang out with most or who I enjoy hanging out with the most. And like I said, kind of in order was, you know, I hang out with Mickey the most. I have a list actually. Vanellope and Donald are about tied. Minnie's very closely behind that. And then Stitch a couple different times, and then there were some friends that I only hung out with once. My best friends, my favorites to hang out with, like I said, were Donald and Vanellope, and people always ask me why. I think it's mostly because I don't know. I honestly can't tell you. It's one of those, you just kind of have a personal preference, but one thing I have sort of noticed, at least today, kind of hanging out with Minnie, is just a lot of it is the guests' reactions to the characters and what they mean to the guests. Because wherever Minnie Mouse is, people just freak out. I mean, today it was crazy. I thought Minnie was going to get snatched up by some. I mean, people just love her. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're a 14-year-old boy, by the end of the set, you will be giving Minnie Mouse a kiss. They all do. And I think that's kind of what makes it, is that it's the fans and it's the guests and it's the relationships that they have to the characters that make you love the characters. I honestly think is what it is. Let's see, some other just like general CP questions. I do not get any credit for being here. Most schools, honestly, don't get credit for being here. There are classes you can take here. I didn't take any. They weren't going to help me with my major, so why bother? Honestly, I was taking an online class, and I had to withdraw because I worked so much. Entertainment, especially if you're in the mice height range, you will work a lot. But other roles I know of don't work as much, don't get as many hours. It also depends on what time of year you're working, but you may not get quite as many hours, and you may find you're able to kind of handle some more work, but I was not. People were asking about hostility between full-timers and CPs. In entertainment, there really isn't any hostility. It's just like anywhere else. You have people that are nice and you have people that aren't. And it's, it's just dealing with people. I have heard a lot of hostility in some other roles. One of my roommates is in attractions, and she and the other cast members don't really get along. So, I don't know, but it's one of those, it's one of those things. It's like you deal with people who you like to deal with, and then people who you just kind of have to deal with. And that's going to be anywhere. A lot of questions I get asked, I cannot answer. So I'm not being rude if I don't answer, it's just because I'm not able to. Our job here is to make magic, and part of making magic is also preserving magic. So if your question that you've sent me just kind of hasn't gotten an answer, it's because I can't answer. So I apologize for that, but a lot of it I have said. You may just not be kind of understanding the terminology, but unfortunately, if I haven't outright addressed your question, it's probably because I can't. Other than that, I am beyond excited to go back to Savannah. I love Savannah, and this was such an amazing chapter of my life. But I will say, I definitely want to keep it at a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I don't take for granted the opportunity that I was given, and I wouldn't give up these memories for anything. But this is definitely a chapter of my life I'm closing. I'm not extending, I'm not going to go seasonal, but I remember when I was watching some people's vlogs that would say, gosh, I hated the Disney College program, and it wasn't what I thought it would be, and and then they just went on bashing it, and I just remember the first time that I was rejected, the only time I was rejected, but I remember being so upset because I was like, you got to have the opportunity, and it looks like you wasted it, and I want that opportunity. And now that I'm in their shoes, I realize, yeah, the Disney College program isn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but it really is what you make it. And I want you guys to know that I didn't take this for granted, and I don't want you guys to think, she got this, I wanted it, and she hated it. Wow. I would love it, First of all, and I'm just as much at fault of this. You don't really know what the people are going through. You really don't know what it's like. But at the same time, I don't want you guys to think that I didn't appreciate everything that I had while I was here. I kept a journal every day of the guests that I met that were memorable to me. And I made sure I'm going to remember as much as I can for the rest of my life. So, that being said, this will not be something that I will be continuing, but I am forever grateful for the time that I was given here. I will try to do a couple more follow-ups of questions and things when things have kind of died down and I'm back in Savannah, but this very well may be the last update from Disney, so I hope you guys have a happy holidays.